What's up, guys? I'm going to make a quick video, say what's up, and check back in. It's been a while since I put out a video. I've had a lot of stuff going on, but no excuses, so I just wanted to say hey. Shortly I'm going to be painting a Chevy Equinox. So right now I'm in the mixing room. I'll just give you a real quick look. Here's the toners, the whole mixing bank and everything. We got all the toners we need to make pretty much any color that we would come across. All Axalta products. We got the different sealers, the binders, the primer. We're using all this Axalta stuff. It's been working out pretty good. Quick look at the pearls. It's powder pearls. I'd prefer liquid pearls, but these work out fine. There's really no problem. A quick look at the computer system. It's a pretty good system, and it's connected right to the scale. So everything's pretty simple to do like that. And then a quick look at the reducers and the clear coat. We're using the G27779S, and you can see the labels. Pretty good clear. Nice shine and all that. PPS Cups 2.0 system. These work out great. I used them at my last shop. Most people have been using them for a while now. And then here's the chip decks that we're using. I like the Color Max chips better with the Diamond, the BASF system. There's just more options, but there's still plenty of good chips in there and plenty of good options. So, I just wanted to say what's up, make a video, and just say hi. And let's get into painting this Equinox, and we'll see how this thing comes out. Jamming it with Paint Your Body. Did a nice little intro this time, different than usual. This is the Chevy Equinox. I think this is a 2016. Code is 401Y. Old Blue Eyes, I guess they call it, for whatever that's worth to anybody. It's a pretty simple repair. It's pretty straightforward. Just like answer a question or two real quick that maybe, it's pretty apparent the door on there was from another Chevy Equinox. So this is a used door to replace the damaged door that was removed. It was a pretty light hit, but bad enough to either replace the door or whatever the case. I don't know. That's that's for the office to figure out. I just deal with it when it gets to this point. So brand new panel, a little damage on there. The primer spot's getting covered up right about now. But on these new parts, the finish on this door was really good. It's a different color, so I don't show this in this video, but I did edge out the door or jam it out, or for those of you that don't know, spray the inside of it to match the color of the car. So the inside of the door has to get scuffed and prepared and wiped down and sprayed. Sometimes you can hang the door or the panel and spray it all at once. There's different ways. This is the way we're doing it on this. But, the finish on that door was still good, even though it was a different color. But, so technically you could spray right over the red without sealing it, I guess. You might have problems with coverage or this or that, but the problem is if that door ever gets scratched or chipped, right away you're going to see the red showing right through. It'll be obvious that it's a panel from another car. It was painted a different color at some point. So the sealer, aside from helping with uniformity or making the base coat appear more even and blend in with the surrounding panels easier, helps, like I said, adhesion, hiding the red, hiding whatever color, and so on and so forth. And it's going to give that panel a little cushion. You don't really have to worry about stone chips there as much as you would on a front bumper or the hood of a car, but it helps. Helps out a lot. It's the best way to do it. So brand new panels from the factory, used parts that are in good condition. You're always going to want to seal those after preparing them. So again, this is the Techna primer gun with a 1.4 tip. Well, actually, I'm sorry. Now we're using the Techna Pro Light for base coat, but for sealer I was using Techna primer gun 1.4. This is the Techna Pro Light with a 1.4 as well. You know, I say it in all the videos. I love the Techna guns. They work out really good. They're pretty simple to use, and you get consistent results. So that's pretty much what's important. And then having a lower price on them, that helps out a lot too. That's a little cut through or a little burn through right on that little tab on that gas door. That, you know, sometimes stuff like that happens. You got to watch the edges and the body lines. So I'm just dusting in a little more color on that one area before I continue on with the rest of the paint job. It's important to get that spot covered instead of painting over the whole area over and over. You want to get any breakthroughs or burn-throughs or cut-throughs covered, and then you can go back over the whole area. That way it'll even everything out. You don't have to worry about it showing through or just loading up way too much base coat on that area. Alright, so wrapped up the second coat just a bit ago. This is the third and final coat. Pretty much more of a mist coat. I don't show it in this video, but in between, well, after the second or third coat, I check the coverage. I like to turn off the booth lights and then take the color checking light. And I go in there and I check all over different angles, the edges, everywhere to make sure I have my coverage. So after 2 coats or so, this looked pretty good, so I'm coming back basically with 2.5 coats here. And there I ran out of base, but I got it all covered. So now, you know, we're getting ready for clear coat. At this point, I've already checked the coverage of the base coat over the sealer and everywhere else and make sure it's even. I've checked that at least twice now. It's super important. Once you're ready to clear coat, you can't have any issues. You can't have anything wrong. It has to be covered. There can't be anything that looks weird. And, you know, a good rule of thumb is if it doesn't look good before you clear coat it, it's definitely not going to look good after you clear coat it. So at this stage of the game, it needs to be completely ready and in really good shape in order to move on and not have any issues with the final product. I did speed this up a little just to kind of push through, so I'm not spraying faster than ever before. This is just fast forwarded a little bit, kind of try to keep the video length a little shorter. Alright, so this is the second final coat of the clear coat. Techna clear coat gun with the TE25 high efficiency air cap. I did drop it down to a 1.3 tip. I was using the 1.4, which is pretty big for a clear coat, a 1.4 tip. You could still get really good results with it, but the body of this clear, the thickness of it, or viscosity for real techie people, it's not very thick. Now that doesn't mean it doesn't have good high solids content in it, or good UV protection or all that. It's just not as thick as a Euro clear, which is like a 2-to-1 clear. This is a 4-to-1 clear, so it's a little bit thinner. You know, and I just felt, you know, let me try the 1.3, and the 1.3 is laying it down nicer, or it's a little bit easier, you know, to get a nicer, smoother finish with the 1.3. So that aside, I think I'm spraying at 25 psi or so right now. You know, there's a lot of variables or things that change. That's pretty much all painting is variables, whether it's the temperature, whether it's the activator, whether it's the humidity. you know, you got a ton of options for activators, reducers, and combinations and this and that. But there's so many variables that change, and you got to be able to adapt with that and kind of make adjustments in your equipment or adjustments on the gun itself with the fluid control or the fan or the distance or the air pressure. So with that being said, I mean, I can be honest, I probably don't spray the same way all year round. It just depends. Even though I am in a spray booth with a controlled climate, especially in the warmer months, you really can't control the heat in the booth. So if it's 100 degrees outside, it's going to be 100 degrees inside the booth. So you got to make your adjustments. So sometimes a little lower pressure, sometimes a little higher pressure. It all depends. But basically, on a day like today when I'm painting this, I think we're around 90 degrees Fahrenheit. You know, so 25 psi with a slow activator and an overall panel clear coat works out really well. Alright, thanks for watching. A couple different angles to show the final product. Everything came out great and the customer loved it. So keep watching. I got some more videos coming out. So I appreciate it. Subscribe, share with your friends, and yeah, keep watching.